children. She's going through a lot, and but still she keeps the smile on. So today we're going to look at ectopic pregnancy and share something very interesting to share with us to the show. A very good evening to you, Sonny.
Good evening to you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We are so excited and happy to see you here. How do you feel?
Honored.
Good.
Honored to
I love that flower. Yes, it makes you sparkle. You look good. You know, you give mothers more boost to look fine. Say hello to the mothers who are watching you.
Hello, mothers, and hello, everyone who's watching Bethany TV.
Hello,
Uganda.
Thank you. I love that smile. Sonia, we are talking about pregnancy-related issues in this show. And in this show, we share a lot of experiences with different mothers. There are mothers who have gone through a lot, and there are others outside there who want to be mothers, but they're like, what? This is what it takes. So here you are, and I'm sure you are going to be of very good use to us today. We are looking at ectopic pregnancy. Before we go there, tell us something small about your experience as a mother. The good part. Let's start with the good part. What do you love about motherhood? For example, as a first-time mother, what is that time that you love the most about motherhood?
All the changes, all the new firsts. First walk, first talk, first. It was amazing.
Fast bubbling.
Yes,
Mama.
Yes. You're seeing all these first things of this person's life, and they're not going to come back.
I know.
They're not going to come back.
That bright memory.
Yes, that memory. And it's you who has it. For them, they don't have it.
They don't, of course they don't. And you cannot retrieve it.
Yes, that's the
best.
Yes,
that you really treasure as much
you
as.
actually look at this human being and you're like,
what?
This actually came out of me.
You know, yes. That is a very interesting memory.
Yes.
And how about during pregnancy? What is that moment you feel like? Yesterday, last week I was having a mother here, and she was like, you know, what I love about pregnancy is that my husband takes care of me more than when I'm not. He can pamper me, gives me this, gives me that tender care. You know, I feel like, oh, I should not give birth. But as soon as the baby is out, all the merrymaking is gone. How about your side? How is it?
My side, it's not that he gives me like extra attention.
Okay.
Yes, it is there, but not too much. But me, what I like about being pregnant is he actually has to buy me new clothes.
Oh, yes. You love the new clothes.
Yes.
And after the pregnancy?
Of course, after pregnancy, the clothes are there, but not as often, because you wake up today morning, you put on something yesterday, it was fitting. The next day, it's not fitting anymore. So you get more clothes than when you're not. When you're not, it is one cloth, and then you go.
You plead.
You don't plead, but you can go sometime before you actually see
the care goes
another dress. Yes.
Thank you so much, Sonny. That is very interesting. How about the challenging part? What is that moment you say, I'll never give birth again?
The weight. The weight kills me.
Talk about the weight. Do you grow big or small?
Personally, I think I stay the same.
Okay.
It's more like the baby that keeps on adding weight. Then it's just in particular for me. It's in particular areas.
Okay.
Unless when I reach like I think 7, 8, when I'm almost. That's when now everyone is noticing, and boom,
the baby's
I've given
out.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that sharing.
Yes.
All right, thanks a lot, Sonny. The mothers outside watching you, they are so proud of you and happy to listen to all your stories that you're going to share with us. In case you've just joined us, this is Bethany TV, and we're looking at ectopic pregnancy. Ectopic pregnancy, in brief, is a pregnancy that develops outside the uterus, and usually in the fallopian tube. So this is what exactly that we're going to talk about today. And in case you've experienced it, please get closer. And when the time comes, you share with us your experience, you advise mothers, and you give us a go. Someone might be outside there going through the same. Please do not lose hope. It's something not very easy to deal with. It's something not very easy to combat as a mother. But at times, with the help of the medics and the support of all the medical workers and the hospitals, we survive. It's all a journey to motherhood. Sonny, welcome back. Have you ever had ectopic pregnancy?
Yes, I have.
I love that smile. Keep smiling. You look younger for years and years. When was that?
That was back in 2015.
2015.
Yes, 2015.
How old were you?
2015.
Do you remember your age?
Do you want me to say my age on TV?
Oh, really? We mothers, we always keep young. Years in, year out. Yes. Because there is a mother who got ectopic pregnancy some years back, and she was only 18 years. And it was a very traumatizing moment for her. Were you young? Were you grown? Were you in school?
I was old enough. I had just gotten married.
Oh, you were married officially?
Yes, yes.
Were you living together with your husband by then?
Yes, we were. It was actually in 2015, in July. We got married 5th June 2015.
2015.
Yes, and I kept on saying, I don't want honeymoon babies. Even my husband was saying he doesn't want honeymoon babies. Or we wanted that time.
That time to
yes,
bond.
to get to know each other.
True.
But it's funny how we all kept on saying no honeymoon babies, but we're not doing anything about it.
Was that your first child?
Yes, it was our first pregnancy.
Okay.
Yes.
What exactly happened?
It was one day. Actually, after we got married, we went for our honeymoon for 2 weeks. We came back after 2 weeks, and I was craving for meat.
For meat?
Yes, meat. And I actually wanted it in a particular way. So I went,
Which way? Which way?
The roasted and boiled.
Only boiled and roasted?
Yes.
Okay.
I went, I bought it, I roasted it, I put it in that small box, the saucepan, put the water, put everything, no oil, and then I boiled it. When it was ready, I got my bowel, I put the meat, and I was ready to eat. And I actually ate.
Okay.
I ate, I finished. No sooner had I finished eating my bowl of meat, everything came back. So I was saying, this has never happened to me.
Are you a fan of meat?
My dear, so much. I love meat.
Okay.
So, and I was wondering, for the first time in my life, I've eaten meat and I have thrown up. So I was wondering, am I sick? But then the crave was a little bit different from the usual. Yes, the usual. So jokingly, I told my husband, you know what? I'm from throwing up my bowel of meat, but it's not normal. I think we may be having honeymoon babies. Yes, honeymoon babies. So he laughed about it, and he said, let's check. Maybe you're just feeling a little sick, and we've just come back.
Were you feeling any signs of sickness?
No
nausea?
No
nothing.
nausea.
You were just
nothing.
normal.
I was normal. So he told me, no, let's wait and see. If the moon doesn't come the next month, then
we celebrate.
know. Yes, we celebrate. We celebrate either way. However much we didn't want honeymoon babies, but we shall celebrate.
Yeah, sure.
And we waited, and the day we had actually planned to go to hospital, the night before, is when now it happened. It was a Sunday. I had just come back from visiting my parents, and we were home, my husband and I, watching TV, having dinner, and out of the blue, I experienced a sharp pain in my lower abdomen on the right side, and it was
that on Sunday?
On Sunday.
When had you eaten the meat? When did you eat the meat?
Way back now, like this is like 2 weeks. 2 weeks back. Yes, this is like 2 weeks back.
Okay.
So after like waiting, because we had said let's wait, let's not rush to check, and let's take nature.
Okay.
Let us leave nature to take its course.
True.
So we gauging from, because I waited and my period did not come.
Okay.
So when I told him, by the way, my period didn't come, he said, okay, let's schedule to go to the hospital. So we had said we would go to the hospital on July 13th. It was a Monday. Now, Sunday, the sharp pain comes. So I tell him, it's paining, it's paining, it's too much pain. That's all I could say.
What were you doing by that time?
We were seated.
Were you sleeping? You were seated?
I was seated, yes. We were seated. We had just finished having our dinner. So we were seated chatting, watching a little TV. So that's when the pain came. And the amazing thing...
Which side was the pain?
It was on the right side.
On the right side,
yes,
okay.
It was on the right side. So I kept on telling him, it's paining, it's paining, it's paining. It's too much pain. So he was like, what is paining?
What is wrong?
So I told him, my stomach, my tummy, it's paining. He told me, okay, calm down. Let's go to the bathroom and find out as in what is going on. So I go to the bathroom. When I go to the bathroom, I feel like as in the pain has stopped being in the, yes, it's escalating. It has stopped being in my tummy. It's like it went straight to my head. I don't know why. So I was walking to go to the bathroom, and out of the blue, I make an about turn, and I'm walking, going out of the house.
From the bathroom?
From the bedroom. Because I left where I was sitting. I was walking to the bathroom. So in walking to the bathroom, because the pain was too much, I started removing everything. I didn't want anything on my body. So I took off all the clothes and I was heading to the bathroom. But right before I actually reached the bathroom, I turn around and I'm walking out. So my husband gets me.
So you switched direction.
Yes.
Instead of going to the bathroom, you went another side.
Yes. So my husband finds me on the door that leads out of the house. And he's like, where are you going? I told him, I'm going to the bathroom. And he told me, honey, you're going outside. So he gets me, takes me back to the bathroom, I don't know why he opened the shower. I think he noticed, I was burning up.
Maybe.
And he opens the shower, leaves me, he puts me in there, like closes the door and goes back. So water falls on me, and that's when
you got some relief.
Yes, that's when I actually came back. I'm like, okay, I'm in the bathroom, and that's when I noticed I am naked.
When you were moving out, were you knowing what you were doing?
No.
What was happening?
I didn't know. He actually later on told me that I was going outside the house, and my neighbors were having a birthday celebration.
Oh, Jesus.
So, and there was people outside. So he just got me in the nick of time.
At the exit?
At the exit.
Remember, you had removed everything. You didn't have any cloth on you.
No cloth on me.
Sorry.
And the pain just kept on increasing. And my tummy that was flat, within that short time, because the pain started at around 9 p.m.
Morning? Evening, yes, evening, p.m.
p.m. And as time went by, the stomach kept on bulging, yes. So within the shortest time, I looked like I was 5 months pregnant, from a flat tummy to like a swollen tummy.
The same time, the same day?
The same time,
within
the
same hour.
day, yes.
By that time, was the pain still?
Yes, the pain was still there. The pain was still there, and it kept on. I think when I poured water on my body, I think the temperature, kind of like, yes, relaxed. And I think the doctors will explain best. I think the water cooled, brought my pressure down, something like that. And that's when I actually got back consciousness. That's when I actually started understanding or knowing what was going on. Yes.
Sorry about that, Sonia.
Yeah.
After all that pain, what did you do?
In the house, at the moment, we wanted to go to hospital. Here we are, newlyweds. Almost like a month.
Only?
Only a month into marriage. And a month and a few, I think, days. And he says, he actually asked me, what should we do? Because he noticed I was in pain and he didn't know what to do.
Were you on alone with him? No parents?
Just the two of us. at home and the neighbors outside.
Yeah.
So he's like, let me go, get a car, come back and see what we can do. So I told him, I don't think it's serious. Because me, when I saw the stomach swelling, I thought maybe I had gas or something. So I told him, don't bother with the car. Just go get me Eno. You know that yes. Because me, I thought it was gas in the stomach. So I told him, get me Eno and some painkiller. Yes, and a painkiller, and I'll be fine. So he leaves me in the house. He goes, gets the Eno, comes back with the Panadol. So he comes back, he mixes for me the Eno in water. I drink. Then he asks me, is there any change? I told him I've just taken the Eno. Let's give it some time. Meanwhile,
was the pain still high by that time?
The pain had kind of reduced. A little bit. Well, actually, when I came out of the shower, the pain had reduced. It was now bearable for me. So I told him, you know what, since you brought some painkillers, let me swallow the painkillers and we see how it goes. Because I don't think it's serious. Then he asked me, is there any, like, do you have any bleeding, anything? I told him there's no bleeding. So he said, okay. But he kept on giving me this eye of...
Because he was concerned.
Are you? Yes. Of, I don't think you're fine. I don't think you're fine. So he kept on giving me that eye. But I also kept on reassuring him, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. And I think when I took the painkillers, they kind of helped. They reduced the pain.
That was Panadol?
Yes, it was Panadol. But when he said, you know what, at this point, let's just, you rest. Since you've taken some medication, you rest and we see. I go to the to the bedroom to rest, and I couldn't sleep. I couldn't lie down. I couldn't.
By that time, what was the size of the tummy? Was it still increasingly growing?
Yes, it was increasing. I actually thought by taking Eno, I would belch and then it would now like go down, but it didn't. It didn't go down.
That was very
I got to sleep and I couldn't like sleep. I love sleeping on my tummy. And I couldn't sleep on my tummy. I tried sleeping on the side, on my right side. I couldn't. So I turned on the left. I couldn't. So the only position I would find peace in was to be on my knees. And then I piled 2 pillows. And then I slept on my knees. And then, yes.
Bending, literally. Bending. Like the way babies sleep.
Thank you. Yes. With my tummy in the air. Not touching anything. And I didn't want anything on me. Yes.
That was serious.
So I had to wait till By that
time you were alone, you had run to go and get a boda boda?
By that time, he kept on telling me I should get a car and we go to the hospital. But by the time I actually realized that the stomach wasn't going down and time had passed.
Yes.
This was now like around midnight or something. And we had just come and settled in that area. So we didn't know so many people who were just newlyweds. We didn't know like any special hire or...
How about your neighbors?
They were there, but they also didn't have cars. So...
But were they aware of what you were going through?
No. And I told him not to tell anyone. Because they were in a party. It was a party and they were enjoying themselves.
You were afraid of disorganizing them.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. I was afraid of disorganizing their fun. And since we weren't like in the celebration, there's no way I would like be a party pooper to their party. Yes. So I kept on assuring my husband that I'll make it till morning. I'll make it till morning. But I realized there was a time when I dozed off and he moved out. He went to check at the ATM to see if they had like paid them so that he can actually get a car to go to hospital. But later on I realized when he came back, so I asked him where he was from, and he tells me he was from the ATM. I told him, and he's like, and I found they haven't yet put any money. So even if I wanted to take you to hospital,
I cannot.
I can't.
Sorry.
Right now, we are going to go to the hospital, and the first thing they're going to want is money. So I told him, I told you, I can be strong till morning. So we waited till morning, and in the morning, his boss calls him and tells him, I know it's your off day, but please come in.
Thank you so much, Sonia. We are still talking about ectopic pregnancy, and this is Bethany TV. In the studios today, we have Sonia Boyo-Louise. She's telling us her times, the memories she recounts, and whatever she went through as a first-time mother. After the honeymoon, you're happily married, you settle in a strange place with your husband, and then boom, you experience something that you didn't know that you could even handle. That was ectopic pregnancy. We shall be having a very short break. Please don't go away. We are coming back. Thank you.
Bethany TV for health. Exciting news for all viewers of Bethany TV. Bethany TV, the premier health TV channel in Uganda and Africa, and also your favorite TV station, is now on Star Times. You can now watch Bethany TV day and night, weekdays and weekends on Star Times, channel 271. Catch your favorite programs on health, wellness, entertainment, and so much more. Bethany TV is also available on free-to-air, GoTV, YoTV, Airtel TV, and Afro mobile apps. Not forgetting online via our website www.bethanytv.ug and social media platforms at Bethany TV UG. Bethany TV for health. Are you ready for this good news? You can now watch Bethany TV on YoTV, Afro Mobile, and Airtel TV apps. Yes! Catch the finest programming prescription for everybody, wherever you are, whenever you are. Bethany TV for health. Showing on Bethany TV.
Life is a juggling act, with the demands of life posing the need to look glam and rise to the occasion. But amidst all this, there are things that cannot be compromised, like how we care for our skin, tend to our scalps, revitalize our looks, and rock the ever-changing apparel dynamics.
Join me, your host, Sima, every Sunday at 3 p.m. on Skincare and Beauty as we understand in depth how to care for our skin and look glam in a healthy way.
Showing on Bethany TV, growing and multiplying.
Father, we thank you that as we've Master joined our faith on this earth, whatever
touching those close and beyond, the word of God ministered, lives changed.
Our God made a way for the children of Israel, and they made it to the promised land.
The day of salvation, and today is a day of freedom for you. In Jesus' name, if you believe it, say amen.
We celebrate the resurrection because Jesus is alive. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day.
Never miss the Watoto Sunday service every Sunday, 10 to 11:30 a.m. live on Bethany TV for health. Bethany TV for health.
Welcome back. It's still Bethany TV, and I'm Teacher Zeta together with Sonia Lois Boyo. She's our guest that we have for today, and she's sharing with us her story as a first-time mother. When she went through ectopic pregnancy, it was not something easy for her, and I'm sure we are still learning from her story. Let's look at a few things that you can look out as signs of ectopic pregnancy. Number one, there is always that tummy pain uncontrollably, especially in the lower abdomen, and it's always on one side of your tummy. It is always very sharp, that shooting sharp pain, especially in the early weeks. Yes, you should always be careful and very keen when you develop such pains. Two, pain on the shoulder. Did you experience any pain on the shoulder? According to research, women who go through ectopic pregnancy also get a lot of pain on the shoulders, around the upper shoulder. Yes, if you didn't get it, that's better. Then there's severe discomfort when peeing or having a long cold. Did you experience that?
Yes.
Oh dear. So those are some of the three major signs that you can look out for. Then there is also vaginal bleeding, that constant bleeding that can come out, and before you know it, the bleeding is unstoppable. Those are some of also the signs. And then swelling in the tubes, just like Sonia was telling us. Your tubes can swell from nowhere. The tubes are swelling, and the tummy is bulging. That can be a sign of ectopic pregnancy. And when you see such signs, please take care of yourself by seeking immediate help from the medics. It's still a journey to motherhood. Welcome back, Sonia. We stopped when Papa went to the ATM machine, and then someone called him. Was it his manager? Yes, that's where we stopped. Yes. What did the boss say again?
The boss called him in, told him, I know it's your off day, but please come in. There's something we want to work on.
Imagine.
Yes. So before he would even actually tell the boss that my wife is unwell, they were calling him to work. So I told him, you know what? Go, see what they want, and tell them what is going on. Yes. So
where was he working from by then?
By then he was a lecturer and a manager. He was managing someone's
within the same
enterprise.
area where?
Far away.
Far away?
Yes, a little, not so far away, because by then we had just settled in Kauku on Entebbe Road, and he was working in Nkumba. Yes.
Not so close though.
Yes, not so close.
Yes.
Even the enterprise was
within.
Was in that area.
Okay.
He was lecturing that side and then also working that side as part-time. Yes.
Okay.
So he goes in where he was, the enterprise where he was managing.
That was now the following day.
That's the following. We've gone through the night. We've gone through the night by the grace of God.
Still in the same sleeping position?
Yes, not lying down. So I tell him to go, see what is happening, and also tell them what is going on, because he needs the money. We need the money to go to hospital. True. So he said, okay. Then he asked me, are you sure you'll be fine? I told him, I'll be fine. So I had to be strong for him, because I realized he was scared.
Yeah, sure.
He was scared.
He was getting worried.
Yes. And I had to be strong for both of us. So I told him, no, you go. Because I knew either way, even if we went to hospital, the first thing they're going to ask for is money. And at that time...
And that is why at the beginning I was asking you how old you were. Because the way you raised
27.
all these, it's someone mature who can only do that. At that age, you're a first-time mother, you're young.
Yes.
You can as well make him lose all the strength by falling down, but you stood strong despite all the pain that you were going through.
Yes. I was around 27 years old.
Very young. Very young, Sonia.
Yes.
Okay, then you went,
He went. So when he goes, I get out of the house and tell my neighbor. And I tell her this is what actually happened. Yesterday night, I got this sharp pain, and it's been like increasing by the hour. And I explained to her what happened, how I almost went out of the house naked.
Yes.
And then she told me, why didn't you come to tell us? Then I told her I didn't want to distract what was going on. And I told her, I felt like it was going to go down. Yes, it was going to go down. So I told her, and then she told me, but are you sure you're fine? I told her, I'll be fine.
Yes.
Aaron is going to come back and we are going to go to hospital. So I'm just preparing myself to go to hospital. So someone who had left home in the morning comes back midday.
To check on you?
To check on me.
Did he come back with some money?
Yes.
That was good.
He actually comes back on a bike, a motorbike. And he says, you know what, Sonia, I hope you're ready. We are going to the hospital.
Okay.
I told him, no problem. So I told him, which hospital are we going to? He's like, there's a hospital nearby. So let's go there. So we get onto the bike and we go. Meanwhile, in this time while I was waiting for him, I kept on saying, usually if you have a lot of gas in the stomach,
you kept thinking
Google.
it is gas.
Yes, me, I kept on thinking it was gas.
You went to Google University and Googled.
Google University, Googled, and I'm like, I can eat some charcoal. I got like a piece of charcoal. I started chewing. But, I would belch and feel kind of like relief, but the pain
gets back.
Yeah, stays. The pain kept staying. It was constant. It was the constant in this whole situation. Yes.
Sorry.
So anyway, he comes back. I sit on the bike, but even sitting was a problem. That's also another sign of sitting is a problem. So we get onto the bike, we go to the hospital, but the road to the hospital was bad. It had so many potholes, stones. It was bumpy. There was a part where it was so rocky. The road was rocky, and every bump I felt like the pain was going straight to my brain.
Oh, dear.
Straight to my brain. I was in too much pain, but I had to be strong
to reach the hospital.
Thank you
for the courage.
Yeah. So finally we get to the hospital, and there's a long line.
Oh God.
Yes, there's a long line. But the fact that you came in walking, you're talking, for them they didn't see any
kind of emergency.
Yes. So we get there and we're like, where's the emergency? The lady says, first line up here and register.
Please don't mention the name of the hospital.
No, I won't. So it's like, line up here and register. So my husband is like, you can't go in that line. You sit, I will go in the line. So he goes in the line, and I found a place, like it was a veranda, like the veranda on one of the stairs. I sat down there. So while I was seated there, a certain lady passed. She reached somewhere and came back. I think she was one of the administrators at the hospital. So she comes back and she asks me, did you come alone? I told her no.
Were you bleeding by then? Did you have any bleeding?
No bleeding. All this time, no bleeding. I think it's what made me strong.
Maybe.
Yes, it's what made me strong. The fact that I wasn't seeing any bleeding. That's why I think I kept on thinking it was gas. It was gas. So she comes back and asks me, did you come alone? I told her no, I came with my husband. So she asks me, where's your husband? I'm like, he's lining up to register me. So she tells me, come. Then I'm wondering, where is now this lady taking me? So she tells me, lie down on this bed. So I tell her, okay. So she's like, the doctor and your husband are going to find you here. I think that lady was God sent. So I laid on the bed. She told me, lay facing up. I laid on the bed facing up. It was actually
Did you explain to her what
better.
you were going through?
No.
You didn't
All
say
this time, I haven't yet said anything, but she just looked at me and she said, you know what, the doctor is going to find you here and your husband is also going to find you here. So she walks out. As soon as she had walked out like this, a doctor comes in and he asks me, what is wrong? And I tell him I'm feeling pain in my lower abdomen, and he notices that the stomach was a little bit swollen. Okay. Yes. So he tells me, a lady of your size can't have a stomach of this size.
Sure.
So he asks me, are you expecting? I told him, I think I am expecting. So he asks me, did you come alone? I told him, no, I came with my husband. So he asked me, who is your husband? So I told him, he's registering me outside. So I had just finished saying he's registering me when he actually walked in. And when he walked in, the doctor introduces himself to him, and then he asks him, what is it? So he explains to him. So the doctor turns back to me and asks me, when did the pain start? I told him it started yesterday night at around 9 p.m. And he told me, and you have come to hospital now?
Yeah, sure.
And I told him, yes, due to unavoidable circumstances, now is when I have.
And of course, when you go to hospital without money,
yes,
it will also be another challenge.
Yes. But the gentleman was quite understanding. He kept on pressing, and every time he would press, I would want to scream.
Oh, God.
And I told him, every time you press, I'm feeling too much pain, and it's going straight to my brain. So he told me, don't worry, we are going to carry out some tests. We are going to do a scan. We are going to do a blood check. We're going to do urinalysis, and we are going to find out what is causing the pain. So I told him, okay. So I go to do the checkups. I started with the blood checkup, and in the blood they noticed that I was pregnant. Because they also wanted to do a urinalysis to confirm, but I also had to do a scan. So they tell me to first go to the scan. So I go to the scan, and when we get there, the doctor asks, so are you expecting? Is this your first baby? My husband says, no, our first babies. So he asks, did you check? So we said no, but I think it was my husband's wish. I think that's what he wanted. So as he checks, he asks again, are you sure you did not check before? We told him, yes, this is like our first time in hospital.
Not to visit
yes,
or anything.
and initially we had planned to come to hospital today. Unfortunately, whatever happened last night, but we are here today.
True.
So he checks, and his facial expression scares me. He had a jaw-dropping expression.
After the scan?
After seeing what was on the screen. So I asked him, what is it? So he didn't want to tell me anything. He says, let me come back. Goes out of the room. Comes back with another doctor. They look and they ask me again, are you sure you had not checked before? I told him, yes, this is the first time I'm coming to hospital.
What were they saying?
I don't know. They didn't tell me. They didn't even show me. So my husband now gets worried and he's like, what is it that you're not telling us? So the other doctor who had actually come in explains to us and says, you had twins. So we say, okay, had, what do you mean had? So he explains that one was in the womb, one was centered properly in the womb, in the uterus, but the other got stuck along the way and implanted in the tube.
Tubes, yes,
in the tube. Yes, so he explained and he said, usually what happens, either the tube, because the tube is not elastic like the uterus, either the tube bursts and you get internal bleeding and you die, or the embryo bursts. So for my case, the embryo burst, not the tube. And when it
So that is what
burst,
was causing the swelling?
Yes, but also when it burst, the sac, because remember now, this has been like a month after, the sac that was holding the baby,
The fetus.
yes, blocked the way into the uterus. That's why I was not seeing any bleeding. So the blood was in the tube. So all this pressure is in the tube. That's why I was feeling that pain. So the doctor kept on telling me the pain that you're feeling is actually in your tube. Your tube is blocked. Everything is in there, the blood and everything is in there. Everything that ideally we would be seeing
flowing out
stuck is in one place. Is stuck in this small area. So we asked him, so what next? And the doctor asks, did you come with anything? We said, we came just as we are. We thought we were coming for a checkup and you'd tell us it is gas and we'd go back home. And he said, no, you're going to be operated upon. We are going to cut, and we're going to cut out the tube, the fact that it's blocked, and you have another baby in the uterus. So they told me they don't want to touch the other one in the uterus, so they have to cut and remove the tube and close me up so that they can try and give chance to the one that is in the womb.
That was so trying. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Sonia. Your story is so touching. I just can't imagine you're here and all is well. You can be part of the show. It's still a journey to motherhood. We are sharing and trying to discuss a topic that is ectopic with Sonia. If you've been following her story, one thing I noticed is that she had a lot of strength. She was so confident, not knowing there is a risk factor there. There's something underlying which was a threat to her life. For you who is watching, if you're a mother and you see such signs, please take precautions. Seek medical help immediately. You can go to a neighbor, make a call, or make sure there's someone to attend to you, because anything can happen. Because at one point she lost her mind, moving here and there, moving out, and you see how the pain was escalating, going straight into her brain. So our lines are open. You can give us your stories, you can share with us, you can send us your WhatsApp, and any inquiry that you want to make about ectopic pregnancy, doctor will as well get back to you and give you all the sessions, give you all the answers that you need to know about ectopic pregnancies. The causes of ectopic pregnancies are many that will be handled by doctor. That is more professional. As I told you, I'm just teacher Zita. I'm not a medical worker. I'm not a health worker. But due to research and different experiences as a mother and sharing and learning, we are learning through the hard way. At least I have some little knowledge which I cannot just share like that. At least doctor will handle that part. Let's look at some dangers of ectopic pregnancy. As a mother, if you experience ectopic pregnancy, please seek medical help. This is not something easy. Sonia's other baby was fertilized in the tubes and they were all there stuck. It was all there stuck, and the other one was safely implanted in the right place. Imagine that connivance and that kind of situation. If you're not a professional, really, there's no way there's no way you can handle it apart from if you're a medical worker. So, if you don't take immediate medical help and guidance, it can cause to rupture of your fallopian tube, which can again cause you severe effects in the future. You can get scars that can really give you hard time, especially when you're planning to conceive again. Ectopic pregnancy can as well cause severe bleeding, which can lead to sores and inflammation in the uterus and the fallopian tubes. And you yourself, you really feel you can as well black out. You see, so this is how dangerous it is. The loss of tubes, you can lose your tubes just like that. I've shared with mothers who get ectopic pregnancies, they lose their tubes get damaged because they didn't know that it could lead to such an end. It can as well lead to death. If you don't take care of yourself, you don't seek immediate medical help, you can end up losing your life due to the severe pain, due to the ruptures, due to the bleeding. Before you know it, you've lost your life. It's still a journey to motherhood. Please share with us your stories. You can give us a call. You can send us your WhatsApp messages, and we shall get them through the numbers which are running on the screen. Sonny, after all your story, after all your experiences, after all that you've gone through, what did they do to you at that time?
At that time, actually, the doctor told me as we were walking, I walked out. All this time meanwhile, I'm walking. I'm not in a wheelchair. So we walk out of the room where they did the scan. So they are taking me to another room where they're going to prep me. Actually, not room, building, where they're going to prep me for the theater. So I walk from where they did the scan to where they're going to prepare me for the theater.
Were you willing to walk, or you had no option?
I had no option. They didn't offer a wheelchair to me. So I had to get there. Yes, I had to get there.
Surely.
And as we are walking, the doctor asks me the pain on the scale of 1 to 10. How is the pain? I told him 15. Of clearly, you don't have...
It's past.
It's past the 10. Yes, it's past the 10. So he tells me, and this pain started when? I told him 9 p.m. yesterday. And he told me, and right now it is 5 p.m. and you're walking and you're talking.
So they expected you to have
and he told
lying
me,
there.
And he told me, your God loves you. The fact that you are alive and walking to
And
the
talking.
room and talking. Because my husband didn't say much. Most of the time he was quiet. I did most of the talking. And we get there, they prep me, I got into theater, and they do the operation. I come back. It was the operation, I'll say it was successful.
So they removed that tube?
They removed the
baby,
tube.
the rupture?
Yes.
How about the one?
The other one, they told me they're not going to touch it. Yes. So they cut me, like the way they cut for C-section, but it's a little bit higher. So they cut out the tube, they tied it up, and then closed up the wound. And then I went out of theater. With time, they had done half anesthetic. Yes, so as the anesthetic kept on wearing off, I realized I was getting contractions.
Again?
Yes. No, the other one wasn't pain of contractions. The other one was a different kind of pain.
What was it this time?
This time on the contraction, like childbirth, like when you're going to give birth, those contractions that come and go. Like it's a crampy
kind
feeling. Yes, a crampy pain. Yes. So I started getting those crampy
How
pains.
long was that? After a week, month?
No. The operation was on Monday.
Yes.
I get out of theater that Monday at night. I think I got out. I don't remember what time exactly I got out, but I remember I went into the theater room when the sun was out. I came out when it was dark. Yeah.
So you spent some hours
I
there.
spent some hours there. So I came out when it was dark. They put me in my room, and as the anesthetic was wearing off through the night, I think into now, we are going into now Tuesday. On Tuesday, that's when actually I start feeling those crampy pains. And I tell the doctors, and they tell me that the fact that I was under an anesthetic, the baby is also, I think, was affected. Yes,
dear.
was affected. So, but they told me there's a drug they prescribed to stop those pains from coming.
Yes.
So my husband went and got the medicine, and I started swallowing while I was still in hospital. So I was in the hospital Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now Saturday. Saturday they do the scan again. They do another scan again to see how things are doing. So they check, the baby's heart is beating normally. Everything seemed normal. But of course there was bleeding. So I kept on telling them, why am I now seeing bleeding if you had cut out the tube?
Yes.
So they told me, no, that's normal. It will go down with time. So I took their word, and I believed that the bleeding would go down. But by Saturday still the contractions were still coming, because I swallowed the medicine. It was for 3 days. I swallowed and finished the dose, but they kept on coming. So when I told my doctor, the doctor who was checking on us, that I still feel that pain. So she told me, don't worry, you'll be fine. But the other thing that I noticed, before the operation, I used not to throw up. I was normal. But after the operation, everything I would put in would just come back. Everything I would take would come back. Apart from the medicine. But anything that I would eat, like food, yogurt, it would just come back. So when I told the doctor that I was still getting the pains, they decided to discharge me. I think they realized that even the second baby was going to come out.
Sorry.
So, and they didn't want it to happen in their hospital. So they decided to discharge me. Usually they don't discharge people on Sundays. But they discharged me on a Sunday in that hospital. So when they discharged me, by this time my parents, we had informed everyone. And by this time my mother was with me. So when they discharged me, I went home for her to actually take care of me, so that actually my husband can go to work.
To work, yeah, sure.
And rest assured there's someone taking care of me. And when I got home, I told my mom that the pains are still there. So she told me, no, don't worry. Tomorrow is a Monday. We are going to go and see our family doctor. So I said, okay. So that day I slept, and on Monday we went to see our family doctor. And on getting there, he checks and then he looks at what I was discharged with. And we look for the scan, the first scan that they took, and it wasn't among the things we were given.
Sorry, Sonia, we are running short of time. There's someone who sent a message here saying, good evening, Chazita. Thank you so much for the inspirational story from Sonia. I went through the same experience, and mine was bad. The doctors neglected me. Sorry about that. I bled until, I think until evening. By the time I was hoped, I had lost a baby. So sorry about that. We're running short of time. Maybe you can just give us how it ended from that time. Yes, we are now time bad. Only 1 second almost to go.
But anyway, when I got there, the doctor looked at my papers and told me even the operation was not necessary.
Oh dear.
He said that they would have done something called the bypass, as in opened up my cervix, done a bypass, just removed the blood and everything, and then stapled me back. But I told him damage has already been done, so what do we do? So he tells me, what medicine did they give you? I show him the medicine and he throws it in the dustbin. And he says, a pregnant mother is not supposed to be taking this medicine, because whatever you're taking, the baby is also taking. That's why you're continuing to have these contractions. So he told me, just have this tablet and we see what goes on. So then I go home. The next day, we are back in hospital. The second baby is out.
Oh, so sorry about that. It's in a journey to motherhood, and this is Bethany TV. Sonia Boy is sharing with us her story. We're going to have another second segment next time, and we listen to the entire story of Sonia and how she was helped from the beginning up to now where she is, what side effects she got from all whatever that she went through. And we shall be able to learn from there. Our lines have been running, but since Doctor is not in, we could not really answer the calls. But next time, probably Doctor will be around and we shall discuss more. Now, these are some of the important tips that can help you as a mother with whatever that you're going through. 1, develop a routine that simply works for you. 2, take care of yourself well in case you have ectopic pregnancy, in case you're expecting. Let your mother or someone close to you know what you're going through. In case you experience anything challenging, don't take a lot of time, because you might end up having severe effects of whatever that could have been with you. From the team, we are going to sign out tomorrow. Don't miss Medical Minds, as we shall look at causes of recurrent miscarriages in pregnancy with Dr. Andaba tomorrow at 8 p.m. during Medical Mind. Thanks so much for being a part of us and following us on this show. Have a very good night.